The industry in Japan is reversed from America. In America, animation is derived from corporations like Disney, Sony, Warner Brothers, stuff like that. Okay, and all of the animation, and I would say the vast majority of animation is indigenous to the studio that invents it. Okay,
Yeah.
Betty Boop is a good example. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and of course all the Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yeah.
All right. Bugs Bunny didn't pre-exist as a comic book. Okay.
Okay.
In Japan, it's the reverse. Almost everything in Japan was pre-existed as a comic book, and then the animation industry is subordinate to the comic book industry. All right.
Okay.
In their countries. In fact, there's a very large, underpaid and rather exploited labor base in Japan that makes animation rather cheap to do. All right. Without that cheap labor, animation and anime wouldn't exist. Okay. It's a really labor of love. People get into anime because they either like it a lot because they're not going to get rich off of it. You know, the people who do get rich are the people who make manga. Okay, and if they have a popular manga like Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball, and of course you got Monkey Punch's Lupin the Third, and a number of others. All right, then they get all the cash. They get all the money. Okay. And they get merchandising, stuff like that. So one of the most wealthiest Japanese manga artists is Akawi Takahashi. I'm probably mangling her first name, but Takahashi's a rather average name in Japan. You know, it's a regular name like George or Jefferson or something like that. But Takahashi produced Inuyasha, Ranma 1/2, and she's richer than Harry Potter. You know, and R.K. Rowling or J.K. Rowling. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's extremely wealthy, and she's been around since the 60s, and rather older woman now, and she hardly ever draws anymore, but she's prolific, and she produced a lot of anime that appeals both to men and women. Comic books in America appeals only to men. They only make stuff, and if you have luck to watch it, any cartoon show on American television, it's almost always male-derived. I would say we have a tendency to be rather sexist in the depiction of characters in American animation. While in Japan, they kind of over-excel in female leads. You know, but that's what's the market. You know, the market works very well, and they have a lot of both, you know, very powerful, you know, women artists. It's still rare. It's still rare for women artists in Japan that produce manga and anime. But those that do are probably the wealthiest. Okay. In America, the economy is different. America, corporations make stuff. You've got Adventure Time, SpongeBob, okay, that kind of stuff. Those never pre-existed. The idea was brought to a studio or a network like Nickelodeon or Warner Brothers or Cartoon Network, and they came up with the idea, and they worked it out, and they put it on TV. Okay, and of course the creator gets a very small amount, and the studio takes the lion's share. All right, and where does the money come from? It comes from advertising. Okay, snack food industry, toy industry, cereal company industry. That's the main thing. You make a show that kids are going to watch, and they found out that girls will watch boy shows, but boys won't watch girl shows. In Japan, that doesn't seem to be the case. All right, it's a different culture entirely about white cartoon. In America, we'll produce like maybe 20, maybe 200 different titles of comic books, like superheroes, Batman, Superman, that kind of stuff. In Japan, they'll make 10,000 different titles. 10,000 different titles of manga and anime. They're the most prolific comic book industry in the entire planet. Okay, so, you know, if aliens are looking for comic books, they had to go straight to Japan. You know, to skip 99% of the planet Earth, go right to Japan. That's what will make comic books.